Hello everyone, and welcome back to this series of short videos during this season of Lent, all on the theme of revival. In 1866, Robert Thomas, a Welsh missionary who had been working in China, made the decision that he would sail to the Korean peninsula with Bibles in order to distribute those among Chinese-speaking people there. As the ship entered the port, it was attacked and it was set on fire. And Robert Thomas, the story is told, waded ashore with Bibles in his hands. And as he waded ashore, he was attacked and he lost his life. To our knowledge, that was the first time a Bible had reached the Korean peninsula. To our knowledge, that was the first time that a Christian missionary had reached the Korean peninsula. By 1884, the first missionaries arrived in Korea. They were primarily Americans, Presbyterians and Methodists, and they began to share the good news in that land. It was slow work for many, many years. But news began to reach them in 1904 of an event that was taking place halfway around the world in Wales. It would become known as the 1904 Welsh Revival. And they began to hear stories of what the Lord was doing in Wales and began to ask that question, why not here, Lord? And so they began to pray and pray and pray. And in 1907, revival broke out. God moved along the Korean peninsula. And what 1907 became for the Korean church what 1859 is for us here in Ulster. It was a defining moment that saw the church explode along the Korean peninsula. There are some famous words, you'll be familiar with them. I think they're attributed to the early church father Tertullian, who said, the blood of the martyrs is the seed of the church. Tertullian, who would have been alive during a time of great persecution among the early church, reflected upon the fact where Christians gave themselves wholly to the gospel, to sharing the gospel, where Christians were willing to do that even to the point of losing their lives, the church grew. The blood of the martyrs is the seed of the church. And I wonder today, maybe today's an opportunity for us to remember our brothers and sisters in Christ around the world who find themselves living for Jesus in countries where that is profoundly difficult. And maybe today we can particularly pray for the nation of Myanmar and the church there, who are not only facing the reality of serving Jesus, following Jesus in that nation, but are facing the challenge of following him following the devastating earthquake that took place 2 weeks ago. Perhaps we could be praying for them today. See you tomorrow.